We're muted.
Shit! I forgot to hit the mute thing. Well, welcome back to the best bottom class people drinking bottom shelf booze. I'm Justin.
Damn.
Well,
Fantastic. I loved it.
this can't go off without a hitch ever. There's got to be some failing somewhere on my part, your part, everybody's part. As it is, we're already kind of running late. But
that was my fault.
In this podcast, we like to do a few different things. We always start off with a little thing that we call oh, I'm on the wrong thing. Hang on. Building suspense. We start off with a little thing we call the Bag of Doom. In this bag, we have various different shots that we collect from the local liquor store. I asked them to give me 6 to 12 random shots. I put them in this bag, and then we draw from it, and we have to drink whatever's in here, whether it's good, bad, indifferent. It's all up to the luck of the draw. And Diane always goes first. Diane, reach into this bag of magicness. All right. We used to be so much better at doing this when we started.
Well, part of it is we switched.
Yeah, we switch sides and we keep changing camera angles and all that stuff.
And I carried all my stuff out here just moments ago.
Yes.
Didn't set anything up.
She is clearly podcasting on location at Mo's Tavern. It seems as though Mo is currently getting a very important phone call. Is there an IC wiener? And today I got a Deep Eddy lemon. And what do you have?
A Godiva, is that what it's called? Godiva?
Godiva chocolates makes booze now?
Yeah, chocolate raspberry at least. Vodka infused chocolate raspberry and other natural flavors.
Interesting. Well, cheers to Godiva making booze. Who knew? Oh. Not bad.
It tastes like a Tootsie Roll. Like one of those Tootsie Roll Tootsie Pops.
The Deep Eddy tasted like lemonade and vodka. Lots of vodka with a splash of lemonade. So, like I said, the things we like to do on this podcast, we start off with our Bag of Doom. Then we'll get into a little improv session with our Florida man. We have some booze in the news, and then we'll just kind of get into whatever subjects that comes to our mind. But in tonight's Florida man, we have an Auburndale, Florida man arrested during a traffic stop and found to be naked with a string tied to his genitals. And I mean, you got to do what you got to do, man. I mean, look, I'm going to assume this is an older gentleman. And, they always say tie a string to your finger so you can remember what you're about to forget, so you don't forget something. And he didn't want to walk around with a string tied to his, finger. So he just tied the string to his junk. The only problem is the thing that he was supposed to remember is to put on his pants. And, one thing leads to another. He's running late to a dentist appointment. He's hauling ass across town. He's speeding. Woo! Next thing you know, he remembered he's not wearing pants. I mean, it's a tale as old as time. It happens. We're all human. Exactly. Sometimes you're running late, and especially as you get older, the more things you forget. I don't know how many times I've just walked out into the kitchen being like, what the fuck was I doing out here? And then I come back into the podcast studio and then realize, oh, I went to go get me something to drink. And then I walk out there and I start doing something else. And then I forget I never got my drink, but I have a couple of snacks. It just still as old as time. This is time this guy, he just, wasn't wearing pants out in public, And it doesn't help that you got time traveling lights running around in Florida, stabbing folks with their sabers. Florida's a wild country. Yeah. It's a wild country. Oh, it looks like Maverick's in the chat. Good day. Oh, yeah, he has subscribed at a tier 1. They have subscribed for 3 months.
Thank you.
Congratulations. You are at the top tier of the bottom class.
We need to have something for people who subscribe and do.
I know.
I cheers you, but we haven't opened anything yet.
We haven't.
Oh, I just gave away what we're drinking today.
Good job. Good. Well, technically, I posted all over social media to get people to jump in.
Oh, then there we go.
Yeah,
cheers. So. Oh, but you have to. Hold on.
I think you're frozen again. Whoa. That's an interesting effect going on there.
Yeah, I think that dude was just naked driving in his car with his string tied around like a cock ring kind of situation. He was on his way to his girlfriend, wasn't expecting a traffic stop.
True. He just wanted to be prepared. Just wanted to be prepared beforehand.
He didn't have a trench coat. Normally you would have a trench coat in these situations. And then in case of traffic stops.
True. He just had a regular.
Fine, but he had nothing.
He just had a regular coat.
Yeah. I mean, that too.
Yeah. Just.
I think wearing a raincoat. I think he was just sitting there.
Well, that's always possible.
Cheek to leather.
Ooh, that's
string tied around his. Yeah. That's what I think happened. And he was probably like, dude, I'm just as shocked as you were. I wasn't planning on running into you today either. I like to think they were both mortified at the situation.
Cheek to leather in Florida, if it gets pretty warm. I mean, this was in March, which it currently is now, and it gets pretty warm and humid. That's a lot of stickage to that leather seat. That poor leather seat has seen some horrible things. Strong work, man.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm doing so many things right now because I'm fucking up as we speak. But I forgot to set up my thing so I could see comments. So that is what I'm doing right now.
What is new? Diane forgets to set up things, and I don't know why you're not seeing comments.
Frozen on mine.
Well, you're freezing up. We're having technical difficulties. All right. You're moving like a haunted person.
Technically, I'm still in a Discord.
You're still in Discord? Okay. Are you doing too much shit on your computer?
Still in Discord. And off all the extra.
Oh, the disasters that happen on this podcast on a regular basis. I think you're frozen. Can you hear me? Dan. You look like you saw a ghost. Are you still there? Are you still there? Ah, shit. What'd you do?
Am I back?
You're back.
I don't know what I did.
Well, you fucked something up, didn't you?
It said my internet was shiesty, so I might. Oh. I have 2 internets though, so worst comes to it, if this continues, I might have to switch.
You have 2 internets. Oh.
I got 2 internet routers.
2
internet routers.
Yeah, because you're still kind of stop motion animation. And it keeps freezing on the weirdest damn faces you're making.
Ooh. Which ones?
Well, one, it looks like you saw a ghost. And the last one, you might have had a stroke. You're, like I said, you're good at the stroke face. All right. Are you there?
You know what? Boyfriend also told me that too, that I look like I'm really good at stroke face. No, I'm not there.
You're here, sort of. You keep glitching. Switch to your other router. In the meantime, yes, you did say that. I think we talked about this last time, that Diane's good at the stroke face. But while we wait for Diane to sort out her internet issues, so we are drinking tonight. We're going to review something that I have never tasted before. And we're going with Twisted Tea. And that is right, Twisted Tea of this fame. Oh! That is right. We are reviewing Twisted Tea. Granted, I do feel like we could have probably done this at a slightly earlier date when it was more presumptuous or more relevant, but I decided to do it now. We're doing the Twisted Tea this time. Diane, did you miss out on the Twisted Tea thing? Diane, can you hear me? Diane, are you there?
What do you mean?
Oh,
can you hear me?
I can hear you.
I couldn't hear you. Now I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Oh,
see, I'm not there. What is happening?
You are here. I can see you.
Oh, well, then why aren't you saying hey?
I did say hey.
I can't see me on.
I can see you.
Well, then either I'm missing stuff still, or. But you can hear me as well.
I can hear you. Can anybody else hear Diane?
I was talking to you, and you.
Are you on a delay?
No, I hear you.
Can you see what's going on the screen?
Yeah, there's the Twisted Tea.
Yeah. Just for one more.
Come on, yeah.
Oh! I'm not gonna lie. I love seeing that guy get smacked with Twisted Tea. And to be honest, you know, when you hold the tea like this, you really get this sense of how great it is to slap somebody in the face with. But does it taste as good as it looks when you slap somebody in the face? I don't know. I've never had it. Diane, let's find out.
Original?
Original. Let's start with the original. Start with the original.
Did you? Well, I guess you can't play the part where he was saying what he was saying.
No.
And I'm sure you described it, right?
But yeah, I just did that part because that tweaker ass looking motherfucker deserved what he got. I ain't even gonna front. That guy deserved it. Oh, and Maverick was saying that he could hear both of us. Yes, we were having some technical difficulties. I think. Did you switch routers? Because it's much smoother now.
Yeah.
Okay. We had some technical difficulties. It seems to have worked itself out now. So we say cheers to that dude getting his bitch ass slapped with a Twisted Tea.
Cheers.
I'm not gonna lie, I love that. That's hilarious.
This Moe's Bar is sponsored by Twisted Tea.
It's Moe's Tavern.
Oh yeah, well, you know, I just said Moe's, but I already led myself up to say this Moe's blah blah blah. So I panicked and I said bar.
Yeah. Well, that sounds about right. I mean, it's not bad. It definitely tastes like a Lipton lemon iced tea, just with a twist.
It tastes like nothing, with a little bit of lemon.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty good. I'm curious to see what the blackberry is, because I like blackberry teas, particularly blackberry green teas. And I'm upset. Sonic used to have great blackberry green tea, and they quit with the fucking green tea. Those fucking communist bastards. The twist of sadness.
I don't know if we talked about it on here, but I said I was going to start carrying a twisted iced tea in my purse.
I do believe you mentioned it at one point that you just keep them on hand for
just for awkward racial tension situations. You plop it out. People know you're about to get smacked or shut up. You know,
there's like, hang on. And then, you know, that's what the time for people to be like, oh, all right.
What I said was
let's
dumb.
dial this back. Let's dial it back. That's,
of course, they'd probably only be empty cans if they're in my purse. But
kink.
To which no one will be afraid.
But I mean, the spirit of the situation is there. You know, I think the message will come across. Granted, it's not as intimidating as a thud, but
yeah.
I mean, of course, I don't know. Maybe they might just want to think, hey, it's time to recycle. So I don't know. It's not too bad.
No, I actually think it's dangerous.
Because it doesn't have a
taste. It tastes like nothing. Like that's the most chuggable drink I've ever had in my whole entire life.
Oh yeah, definitely. You can chug this down with no issues.
If you're looking to get drunk, and there's I don't know how many of these, so it's only 5%. Assuming you're not a regular alcohol drinker, I don't know. This might be. I think the speed in which you drink it is
this could strongly put you on your ass. Much like that tweaker in the wherever the gas station that is. A Tom Thumb, a loafing jug, maybe the Speedway, Circle K.
Also, I think makes me burpy.
It doesn't even have carbonation. The reason why I got it is because there's no carbonation.
Are you sure there's no carbonation in here?
There's no carbonation there. Are you sure you're just not just a gassy woman?
Maybe. I mean, damn, I'm re-questioning everything.
I mean, it just
maybe
it's just tea.
Or you kind of have acid reflux, so maybe
it could be part of the situation. All right, let me close this out. Sorry, I was getting rid of my YouTube vision of the guy getting his ass beat with a twisted tea.
Every time, it's not like I watch that video often, but like every time I watch that, I'm like, that guy must have known. I mean, he did know he was about to get slapped by that tea. He was like, hit me. And the guy did like a spinny trick. Like he was going to do something really cool. He was about to spin, grab the thing, smack the guy in the head. He dropped it. And then that's when the guy kicks it. I don't know if that was in
and he kicked it right back into the dude's hand. Yeah.
And then the guy was like, okay. And then he
bam. But I mean, honestly, he got more leverage because he came up from the ground all the way up and connected with the guy's face.
And it was amazing. When I saw it, I was like, well, we all knew. Like, if somebody's standing there and letting you talk for long periods of time and you know, without saying anything, hey, things to help. In fights, if you're in a fight with somebody like that, an altercation, where obviously things are, hyped. If somebody's standing there not talking to you, silent, just letting you say your shit, there's a good chance hands are about to come your way.
Yes. That's a good sign.
If they're letting you say whatever you need to say, and you're aggressive, especially if you're aggressive.
Yes.
Hands are coming your way. 100% of the time, hands are coming your way.
If the person you're saying words with is perfectly calm, that should be a sign to, you know what, I should dial this back a little bit because I'm about to get bitch slapped.
Yeah, it's either this person's about to make a fool of you just with words, like this person is smarter than you, or this person's about to smack you across the face.
Or both.
I mean, both probably while you're in the situation, but yeah.
You might get schooled physically and verbally.
But I would just say if you're in anything where somebody's, keep your hands up because it's coming. Or at least pretend you're in a fight. Don't just stand there and be like, hit me, because it's coming to you. Like, I'm telling you, like, you can pretend this person's being a pussy, but I'm just like, best thing to do is just be like, at least ready for a confrontation. Don't be talking like that, Karens. That's a Karen. The Twisted Tea dude was a Karen of sorts.
Mm-hmm. He's a real Gary. I don't know what they're
called. I think they're called.
I've heard them called Kevins, and I've heard them called Kyles. I've heard them called Garys, which I like. I think Garen. Yes, Garen. You fucking Garen. There you go. Don't name your child Garen. Unless you're a cunt yourself. Then, you know, Garen it is. But I feel like Gary is more of a, and don't get me wrong, I know some Garys that aren't like that, but I've seen a lot of guys like that.
Well, yeah, Gary is a thing.
That's true. Kyles are bros that love Monster and punching drywall. You are correct there. And they usually wear puka shells or the ball necklaces and have at least one tribal tattoo.
The Twisted Iced Tea dude is definitely should be a call to all Black people out there. We have to stop giving out passes for the N-word, because this guy totally, I believe that he grew up in a certain place and he grew up with people who allowed him to say that. This guy obviously is not coming from a southern, like, not southern, that sounds, excuse me, I'm sorry. Pretend I didn't say the word southern. Like, what would I say? What would I say? How would I say that? A place of mixed upbringing. How about that? Did that work? Does
sure.
It sound good? And I'm sure plenty of people allowed him to get away with that. Mm-hmm. But yeah, this guy met somebody he didn't know, felt like he could, and clearly he could not.
Yes. And Maverick is asking if white people are still getting tribal tattoos. You can't stop white people from getting tribal tattoos. I think it's a rite of passage in your 20s and you're in a fraternity. It's a requirement. It's like,
I think it's different now. Like, no offense, Justin, but that's so 90s. Like,
I still see a lot of white dudes in the 20s wearing tribal tattoos. It's because it's always on the wall of every tattoo shop you go to. But if you're a basic white dude, you're gonna have a tribal tattoo. I don't know.
Is this because you had one?
No, I have no tribal tattoos.
Well, I thought you had some tribalness.
No. The most I have is a Japanese sunrise with an A. That's faded as fuck because it was a bad tattoo. Oh, shit. I just pulled out my headphone. But no, I have no tribal tattoos. No. Maybe. I plead the fifth.
I can't get my light any like darker, but I look pale. I look like I'm the same color as you.
You can adjust the temperature of it because I think you have it on.
I did. I have it on warm. Do you want to see it on?
Adjust it to cool.
That? Oh, that's even warmer. Does that look better? No, I'm still white as fuck.
Hey. I am not even going to put that on the screen, you bastard. Mavericks calling.
That is true, Justin. I've heard Justin as a name being used for a lot of shenanigans.
It's true. There are a lot of Justins running around with tribal tattoos. I know at least 3 of them. Well, I know of 3 of them. I haven't seen them in quite a few years. But yes.
It's not your fault your mom made you, like, named you Justin, but she kind of set you up for this douchey lifestyle.
Well, just the names Justin and Amanda were like some of the most popular names in the 80s and 90s. So there's a lot of Justins and Amandas running around with tribal tattoos and butterflies.
I feel like some Justin, Amanda's. I would even say my name, Diane. Those are some crazy people. Like Diane's, I don't like when I hear the name Diane and it's someone else. It's never really great news. It's always some sort of crazy something going on, and I'm like, oh yeah.
I mean, I'd rather be it's better to be named Karen. I'm just saying, I feel bad for the Karens that are out there that aren't Karens. They're like, oh, what's your name? Katrina?
I would say this just proves Karens are also, because somebody went, that's a Karen.
Yeah.
Because it's not like white names are minimal, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm like, that means enough of America knows a Karen who's a cunt. Oh,
that's true.
to associate. So
it's true. It's just, statistics, there are enough Karens. I know a few Karens that I'm like, ooh, you are a Karen. I wonder who is the supreme Karen, the one that officially started the Karen wave. You know what I mean? Like, who is the Karen that officially somebody was just like, God, you're being such a fucking Karen. And they're like, oh, that's fucked up, man. I'm nothing like that Karen. And then, where did that come from? Because, we all have that one friend or somebody we're associated with, and we're like, oh, you're acting like such a blah, blah, blah. I wonder who is that Karen. That Karen that created this wave of Karenness.
Either an ex-girlfriend or somebody they knew in their past that hurt them deeply.
And has she committed suicide after being considered the Queen Karen?
She probably don't know. Karens don't know.
That's true. That's part of being a Karen, is you're oblivious to your Karenhood.
She's the only Karen who's the best. So who based the name Karen off of that? She still thinks she's the best.
She's probably got a fucking golden throne now off of being, Queen Karen.
Oh, you mean like the original? Do you mean like the original Karen? Like
the original
Karen who fucked up, or the person who deemed her Karen?
Who is the Karen that somebody felt they need to start calling somebody a Karen? Who is the Queen Karen? The first Karen that is such a twat that stuck in somebody's mind so strongly that they started calling other twat Karen, other twat white women Karens. Who is that person? And are they happy with themselves, or have they become devastated as they realize they are, the laughing stock, the mockery of all white women everywhere? Like, how did this come to be? And are they happy with themselves, or is it just or have they committed suicide? You know what I mean? Like, are they proud and they're sitting on that throne like, I am the Karen? Or is it
I imagine it's somebody who had to deal with people a lot. Somebody named Karen came up and said, hey.
Like, was it a manager at a Denny's
I
or
need
something?
to talk to your boss. No, it wasn't the manager. It was just some broad, you know? And they were cunty. And then this person was like, hey.
Somebody researched that.
And then he or she saw this person and was all like, he or she or they, or sorry, but like that person.
If it's a Karen,
like, you know, I've only met someone this shitty once, and their name was Karen.
If it is a Karen, it's a she, because the whole thing about Karens is they don't see anything beyond Karen. I don't even know if they associate themselves as a she. They're just like the queen bee. You know what I mean? Like, they are the best of the best, and everything they say is law. And if it is not to their particular likings, they're talking to a manager or calling the police or I don't know, whatever the fuck Karens do. Yeah. I would just like to know who the OG Karen is. That's what I want to know. Because there's so many out there.
Okay, so you do mean the original.
Yeah, like the Karen. The Karen.
Person who fucked everything up, because that would be that one.
Yes, that person. Who is the Karen?
Who out Karen or who?
Who out Karened all the other Karens?
The first person, I think. The one. I think the first person was the. See, I'm confused. I'm sitting here trying to decide if you think everybody's name is actually Karen.
No.
Or if you mean like the Karen, the person who decided this person's name is Karen, or do you mean the because it's title given? So I'm like, what do you I'm assuming
the
first
person
Karen that I'm aware of is the barbecue Karen lady.
Yeah, but her name was something else. It wasn't even Karen.
Sorry, it's also not helping that you're still glitching as fuck.
I'm not glitching, you're glitching.
Well, you're glitching for me, I'm glitching for you. That's where we're
I'm blaming your internet. Let's see, because I'm looking at the Twitch stream and I look clear as day. You look like a video game on the Mega Drive. You're pixelated.
I don't know why.
Well, whatever works. But I was just trying to say.
Is it glitching for everyone else, or is it just glitching for us?
Now, somebody in the chat. Does Diane look like she's being filmed on a Mega Drive?
Ooh.
It looks good here. So
it's just us interacting with each other that sucks?
Yes. Our interaction just sucks. I don't know. That's what I'm wondering. Diane, how do you film on a Mega Drive? How is this working?
I don't even know what that is.
It's a Sega.
Those are words.
Well, the Sega, it's the Sega Genesis. It was called the Mega Drive in the UK. I like calling it the Mega Drive because it sounds better. Anyways, my point was, I just want to know. Okay, so there obviously was a woman named Karen that was the cuntiest cunt they have ever met. And it sparked this whole national, possibly international symbol of cunty white woman. So who is this particular Karen? I just laugh every time I see that thing come up on the screen. I didn't even think about how the yellow would reflect with the green screen. It's fucking great. Wait, I mean, no green screen. Diane is live on scene at Moe's Tavern. Getting the hot scoops. Will Mo find Seymour Butts?
What you're not seeing is there is actually Seymour Butts on the other side, and he's going, "What do you want?" He's like, "Come here, the phone's for you," and he's like, "No," and then that's what's here this whole time in the same position. Homer's actually sleeping, so it all makes sense.
Yes, clearly. Your head's just blocking the view of what's
This
really
is all
going
live,
on.
all happening.
Diana's on the scene. Eyewitness reporting. All right.
Mo's just going, because this guy won't do what he's supposed to and come talk on the phone. So
just
he just doesn't know what to say. And everything's weird.
So since we have no answers to who the Queen Karen is, should we get to booze in the news? Since we've dicked around forever and had a long debate, because this booze in the news actually affects us, and it's actually in a good way. So booze in the news. Yes, that's our sound. So here in New Mexico, our governor has finally done something useful during this global situation. They're making some changes to our current liquor laws. Like one of the things is they're going to create some tiers, because getting a liquor law in New Mexico, getting a liquor license in New Mexico is a bitch. And I've heard of people paying upwards of $500,000 to be able to serve liquor in New Mexico. So they're going to create like a tiered system, so more bars and restaurants can open up and serve booze. Also, they're going to be able to provide home delivery for booze. Dan, did you hear that? Home delivery for booze. There is no longer
I heard that.
There is no longer the who's taking the beer run, who's not drunk, who's drunk enough where they feel like they can drive. Now you can just call Uber.
Mom used to say back.
Go ahead. Mom used to say back in the
day, you could do that.
Well, they had drive. Well, actually, that's right. You know what? We did have.
Well, no, because my mom used to order a pizza, and they would deliver booze with the pizza.
Yeah, delivery dudes.
And
used
it was
to do
like
that.
it's a thing. It wasn't a thing. We did also used to have booze drive-throughs.
Yes, we did. Some states still have booze drive-throughs. But yes, they're going to allow for now people so you can call your Uber, you can get on your Uber Eats app or whatever, you can get your pizza, you can get your booze delivered, and that's great for a party situation. You know what I mean? How many times have you been at a party and everybody's drinking and having a good time, and then all of a sudden you're like, "Oh, let's take a shot," or let's, and then all of a sudden the booze is gone because everybody got rowdy and didn't even realize it. And then like half the booze there's a shit ton of like open beer cans that people have lost. So the booze isn't technically gone. People just lost their beers. Now everybody's too afraid to grab the beer and drink it because they don't know if there's cigarette butts or whatever's in there. Because I've seen lots of people drink some cigarette butts. Gross. But now, in that situation, you're all like, we're out of booze. Let's call DoorDash. And you know what? We're hungry. Let's get some fucking Arby's. And then you got curly fries and you got booze, and it's all just glorious. So finally, there's some stuff that's happening that's useful. Oh,
yeah, I mean, we are one of the highest rated drinking and driving states.
Yeah, so it's better off to have somebody.
So it's kind of like,
let's have somebody bring the booze to us.
That away.
Yeah, exactly. It's better to have people bring you the booze than to try to make a beer run, and the next thing you know, woo, or skirt crunch. And And the other thing too is they're going to be lifting the restriction on selling alcohol on Sundays. So you will now be able to buy booze before 11 a.m. on Sundays.
You know, I always thought that was crazy. But in some ways, I'm like, okay, we could. That's one that I'm not like super like about, because it's like, okay, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, you can wait till 12 o'clock to drink booze. If you can't, you have a problem. We need to.
You don't. No, that's not true. I'm a night shifter. 6 a.m. for me is fucking 6 p.m. for everybody else, or 7 p.m. I come home.
Okay. Fair.
So, like I say, time is just a construct created by society to give ourselves our own meaning. So, like being a night shifter, you know, you're coming off of a long day. You want to drink a couple of beers before you hit the hay, and you're like, oh shit, I'm out of beer at the house. You can't stop by the store if it's on a Sunday, you know? So it's nice to be able to stop by. So it's inclusivity.
I always thought the whole thing was, yeah, I thought so. Like, I mean, I would take it as that. I always thought that because it's like a religious stay or something was not a good enough excuse for everybody to have to abide by that rule.
I mean, part of it is because the whole religious thing. And to be honest, you might need a little nip to get through church. I mean, have you ever sat through church? If you haven't sat through church, then
is crazy.
Church can be rough.
Although when I was a kid, I would have rather been in like adult church than kid church. Yeah, everybody's always like, "Oh, adult Christians, they're the worst." I'm like, meet an adult or a child Christian and see what happens. It's just as bad, if not 10 times worse. I hated growing up in the church. But we'll move on because that's not the topic.
That's not the topic. But yeah, so.
But yeah, I always thought it was weird that you could, you know, force upon all Americans to not get booze. Just because
they want to go to
it's
church.
A Christian thing.
Yes.
Or a Catholic thing or whatever. I thought that was strange.
It is.
And it all happened, I'm pretty sure, because people were showing up to church drunk, but at the same time.
But I mean, some churches still give you actual wine. So, I mean, there's booze all over the fucking Bible. I'm just saying, how is booze such a wrong thing when the Bible's probably saturated with wine? The original Bible's like some drunk dude just going to town on sacramental wine.
Well, if memory serves, you're not supposed to overdo it. So.
Yeah, but back in
you done fucked up.
But also in the biblical days, everybody was drunk because you couldn't drink the water. That shit was polluted as fuck. So that's why they made wine. So people are drinking wine like water
all the time.
How is nobody?
I, as a black woman, can never go.
The foundations of Christianity is crumbling around us right now as we speak. It's
I would love to see, you know, what that was like, because I imagine so many people were fucked up. I'm just thirsty. I'm just thirsty.
Yeah, I need a little drink. I'm building a wall here. Come on, I'm thirsty. It's fucking 100 million degrees. We're in the desert. Jesus Christ. What's the problem?
Makes sense.
Yeah. Apparently they were all New Yorkers back in Israel, back in the biblical days. What's your fucking problem, huh? Just getting a little sip. We should go to this blackberry one real quick because we haven't tasted it yet. And we're coming up on 45 minutes. Actually, we're at 45 minutes. So let's jump into the blackberry twisted tea. Dun dun. Is that a cat humping a dog on yours? Oh.
No, it's
Sorry,
a
that's a dude.
dude.
Sorry, I have the same picture, but it looked like a cat was humping a dog.
Giraffe.
A giraffe is humping?
And a dude.
Yeah.
Oh, it's two different dudes.
Yeah, it's two different dudes.
New Bedford.
And the other
do you
one's
have
in
a different?
Pittsburgh.
Do you have the same dude on mine?
No, I have the same dude. I have the same dudes.
We got Zachariah and Brett J.
Yep, I have Zachariah P. and Brett J. from New Bedford and Pittsburgh. Let's jump into the BlackBerry.
Are we both, like, I'm just letting you know, I'm avoiding the MA after Pittsburgh because I was like, MA what?
I'm sure that's Maryland. I'm pretty sure that's Maryland. I hope. I think, or is it Massachusetts?
Yeah, I don't know.
And New Mexico education.
Well, Pittsburgh, Massachusetts. No, Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
MA, well, I was like, okay, is that Minnesota? What are the other ones? Let's start.
No, Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Mississippi is MS.
By the way,
I
tested the highest out of all my class when I did all the states and capitals and all that crap.
What happened?
I was number one.
You should save this podcast then from us looking like jackasses.
Dude, that was 4th grade. I got to pick something out of the prize box. I did so good.
Oh, the prize box. Was it Twisted Tea?
I wish. 4th grade, yeah, I could have needed one.
Anything to get through elementary school. Cheers to this guy on a raft. Zachariah P. from New Bedford.
And Brett J.
Fuck Brett J. I like the guy on the raft.
I like the this one's better, 1,000% better.
I think it is better too. I had a feeling it was going to be because the blackberry's fucking delicious.
Mm-hmm.
The lemonade's not the lemon flavor is not as great, but you know,
because it tastes like nothing.
That's true. They are fine, chuggable beverages.
Most chuggable, 1,000%. Out of everything we've ever drank, most chuggable.
I think Zachariah's voted most chuggable in high school. Don't I don't know what that means. Take it as you will.
No, I mean, I think we all know what that means.
Well,
most chuggable.
There you go.
You can definitely find that in the ladies' bathroom.
Zachariah, most chuggable.
But
hey, it could be in the men's bathroom too. This is 2021. You don't know.
That's true.
This guy looks like a young chap. He's probably only in his early 20s. So that was our booze of the news. We get booze delivered now. Or we will be getting booze delivered. It's exciting.
I'm sure that's exciting for a lot of people and terrifying for a whole other group of people.
Well, you know what? Those people have been in charge for too long. So, go to church and shut your fucking mouth.
There are some people in my life where I'm like, if they were able to just call somebody and then bring them more booze, I would have to be like, okay, you're not coming. You're not coming in. This is done. No.
That's true. Maybe some people don't need booze delivered to them.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a group of people out there that's like, why are you doing this to me? Like, please. The only thing that was stopping them is they couldn't get into the car.
Honestly, I think some of the problem was because they were getting in the car. Oh, shit. My rubber band popped off my mic. There you go. So I can't say I discovered something, but I tried something new that is fucking delicious. Okay? So I saw this once before on Being the Elite on the YouTube channel when they were doing a show in Mexico, and it's Coca-Cola with coffee, and it's here now in the US, and I guess it's been here for a little while. I was not aware of this, and I saw somebody doing a review on it on the used tubes, and I'm gonna be honest, the guy was kind of being a little bitch about it because he was like, "Oh, it's carbonated. I'm burpy." Dan, are you frozen or did you have a stroke? Diane. Fuck. We lost Diane. God damn it. Well, in the meantime, to those of you that are watching, this shit is fucking bomb. The dude that was reviewing it was kind of being a little bitch about it and like, oh, it's making me burp and blah, 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 blah. But this, dude, it's actually pretty good. I've been digging it. I got the vanilla one. I don't know how the caramel and the dark blend are, but I'm gonna try those next. But the vanilla one, it's 70 calories. It's got 69 milligrams of caffeine. Nice. And it's pretty tasty. Diane still hasn't come back, so I'm thinking she's having some issues. I'm just saying, this Coke with coffee is highly recommended. I've been digging it hardcore. I think we're still Diane-less. Well, fuck. I don't know what's gone on with her internet because she looked like she was stroking out for a moment. She was having stroke face. And now she's gone. And now it's just me blathering on into this thing talking about Coca-Cola with coffee. But I mean, you're just getting all kinds of beverages reviews right now. I'm just saying the Twisted Teas are pretty dope. And then these, oh, here she is. Diane. What happened? You're still a little glitchy.
Me?
And something's going on in your background. Things have gone a little askew. There's a green shadow there.
I don't know. Green shadow there. I mean, it is what it is. I can't.
Yeah.
I don't know how it's gotten darker in these last 2 seconds.
I was improvising. I was talking about my Coca-Cola coffee, and it's fucking good. This is fucking good, Diane. It's Coca-Cola with coffee and it's vanilla.
I mean,
I first saw it on Being the Elite, and I was like, oh, that sounds interesting. And now it's here in the US, so I bought some, and it's fucking good. And it's got 69 milligrams of caffeine.
It's still there.
What is going on?
There was a bug crawling on my screen.
Oh, wow. Is the door open? Are you letting the bugs in?
So it's on the side. What is going on over here? How is there a loss of light? I don't understand.
I don't know. You've done something. I'm just glad your internet's actually up and running. I'm just in here blathering on about Coca-Cola and coffee, which I still stand by. It's fucking delicious. I was watching a guy review it, and he was being a little bitch about it. He was all crying that it's all fizzy, and it's making him burp. And I don't know. At first, he's like, oh, it's good. And then he was being a little bitch, and his stomach was upset, and he had to go lay down. And I was like, bro, it's fucking Coke and coffee. Well, not that kind of Coke and coffee. But if it was that kind of Coke and coffee, you'd get a lot of shit done. Maybe. Or you'd raise some hell.
Maybe. I've never tried cocaine, and honestly, I'd be too afraid.
True. I don't know what would happen with you. I mean,
too much. See, I've got some of my darkness back, but I don't know how that happened because I haven't even fucked with the.
I don't know.
Even when I switch lights at highest, it does nothing. Well,
ooh,
whatever Mo is yelling at has fucked it all up.
God damn it. Fucking Seymour Butts. God damn it, Amanda Hug and Kiss. I will say, though, if you drink the Coke and coffee and then you go back and drink the Blackberry Twisted Tea, things become askew. Things are just get a little funky. Not funky, but funky. Oh, the illusion of you being live is just... The illusion has been ruined.
Everybody totally believed I was there, and now it's just fucked.
Yeah, fuckered it up.
I don't know how I fuckered it up, though. That's the part I don't understand.
Yeah, fuck it. I mean...
When I hold this tight, boom.
This podcast is fueled by disaster, so you know you just gotta keep it rolling. I mean, I'm blathering on about Coke and coffee. The Mo's like slowly evaporating into the nothingness. Homer's asleep. You keep looking like you're frozen with a stroke. People are getting beaten down with twisted teas. Cats living with dogs. It's fucking disaster. It's fucking disaster. But you know what? That's the bread and butter of this podcast. That's how we roll. Disaster's rolling. Dan, do you have any discoveries? Have you discovered any new
discoveries?
Unexpected things that are as amazing as Coke with coffee?
Any new discovery is better than Coke and coffee.
Or at least equal to, greater than or equal to.
Honestly,
is Deborah?
Can you hear her talking?
Is that Deborah?
No, that's your mother.
No. Who's our mother talking to?
Probably her husband.
No. I thought Deborah came out of her cave.
No, everybody's running amok tonight, dude.
Making a rare appearance in the living world. Done has she with the hibernations.
What's better than Coke and coffee? Finding out that everyone can hear everybody in your mom's house.
Well, mom's
might as well
house
be
is
talking
off.
Into like, yeah, it's bad. I know, like, until I was gone and out of here, I'm like, you can hear every single thing everybody does in this house, and it is crazy.
It's awfully echoey in that house.
Yeah, it's dark and echoey. I think we live in a cave.
Grizzly bears.
Like if I found out I was living in some sort of simulation, and like if you took it all down, I lived in a damp cave, I would say, oh, maybe.
Makes sense. The simulation was not that great. You guys failed.
Mm-hmm.
Like that, like the Rick and Morty episode where he's on the spaceship.
That is very much what your life is failing. So if I hold it like this, but it's like, what has changed that's made this not?
I don't know. I don't know what the hell you did. Oh, it got better.
Yeah, I know. If I hold the sides, yeah. I'm gonna bring the whole thing down.
That would be great if it just collapses around you. That would just
yeah, I don't know what it did.
Solidify the disaster that is happening before us.
I don't know if one of my things got like tilted too far one way.
There it goes. It's tipping. It's tilting. It's going. Okay.
It's fucked.
Well,
I tried. I was excited for the screen thing because I don't have a set here. I don't have a
back to the drawing board.
But yeah, this worked for a long time though.
It did until whatever issue you had going on, and you just froze when I was blathering on about vanilla Coke coffee, which is so fucking delicious. Happened. I don't know either. Have you gone back and played We Happy Few?
Well, no. I'm still waiting to play Ollie because Ollie's the last one I have. I was gonna say if you wanna invite me when you play that. Because I've beaten the Arthur and Sally, but I haven't messed with Ollie.
Oh. Yeah, I'm still... Well, you know how I play these games. I like to adventure off and find everything I can, and I like to dick around and punch people when I shouldn't punch them.
You're doing a good job because you're definitely more thorough. And I would say, yeah, I don't know. If people were watching me play it, I'd be like, "Oh my god, this hurts me." So, in my head, it's so sad. I don't understand how it's like.
I don't know. Maybe it's
I'm like, "What are you doing? How are you playing it?" Because it's everything. I mean, everybody had happy endings, but it's such a sad fucking thing for me. I don't understand.
I don't know. Maybe it's lifestyle choices. I think it's fun. It cheers me up, I guess. I don't know.
It's just fun to a certain degree, but I could not sit there.
Oh,
because I thought as a person, done psychedelics. I'll see. Now we're having like pauses or whatever.
Oh, yeah, it's glitching a little. Yeah, whatever. But as a person that has done psychedelics, go on.
And I thought that was something so beautiful. Something so beautiful would make me super happy, and it just bummed me out. And it wasn't even the changing of back and forth. It's just like, it's a bummer of a game. I'm like, you must be playing differently somehow. Because, I mean, sad. Very sad. Sad game.
Yeah, there's lots of storyline points that are kind of depressing. Oh, the very first time I played it, I just took the joy when he was doing it. I was like, oh, oh, I guess that's not what it wants you to do. So I chose not to take the joy.
Yeah.
The game began.
No, I chose not to take. Yeah, I chose not to take the joy the first time, and then because I always every time I start a game, like I don't know if it's the OCD or whatever, but I have a tendency to start games over multiple times. So any game that I've gotten far in ever or finished, I've started multiple times. So
Yeah.
first time I didn't take the joy. Second time I was like, oh no, I made the right choice because then the game's just over.
Yeah,
No
the first one
I was like, that's a spoiler. Like whoopsie, but
the game's been around for a while. So, but yeah, if you take the joy, it just goes, oh, you took the joy, blah 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 blah, the end. And I was like, oh, all right, well, let's not take the joy this time and see what happens. So, but I've been having a lot of fun with that game, and I actually shortly after when we finish this, I'm gonna switch everything up and I'm gonna jump in and I'm gonna play some We Happy Few for a couple hours because I haven't played it in days because I've been working my ass off, and I think I'm having We Happy Few withdrawals, and I want to go play that game because it's weird, it's depressing, and you get to punch people for no reason. It's just a lot of fun.
See, I never punched a single person. Like I told Justin, like I played it like it was Dishonored.
Yeah.
Like I could avoid a lot of these confrontations and still win the game. And I don't think that's possible in We Happy Few. And then I treated it like, I don't know. I just played the game like it was a different game. And then I realized, oh, this is a different game. Just We Happy Few looks a lot like Dishonored. As far as like you got the hands there, just the setup, the kind of gameplay situation. So when I saw it, I was like, oh, Dishonored. I'm gonna play it like Dishonored. And then I was like, oh, where are my pathways? Where how I get around certain things? It's like I don't want to do this. And then it was oh, you have to do this or else you're not gonna progress in the game.
I have done as many of the little side missions as I can. I run around and punch people just because it's just I like adventuring.
But see, that's how we differ is because I'm the person who's always like, I'm not punching anybody unless I have to. I'm not like I know what my goal is. I like games where I can choose not to be the dick and not to hurt anybody. I enjoy the parts where I feel like I can kill people and not be the asshole of the story, but a lot of it is like, oh, I don't want to make this choice because it's not the choice I would make. And then I get a little.
Oh, we should play Rumu together. It's
what's that?
It's about AI and your a little Roomba vacuum and all kinds of shit happens. It's on Steam. I'm gonna get the game sometime soon. But Rumu, I saw it on a couple of different YouTube game things, and it's pretty fucking. It's kind of one of those games. All kinds of dark things happen. I think that'd be a fun game for us to play together on the stream. We'll sort that out sooner or later. Because Rumu looks like a lot of fucking fun. Because it's one of those things that gives you lots of choices, much like We Happy Few. I like games that give you choices and it can kind of change things about.
Yeah, me too.
And that's kind of
I like choices, and I like to be able to choose what my character looks like.
Oh, well,
that's what Dragon Age is my shit, because I'm just like, that's 100% all I want. I want the reason I play video games is to feel immersed. If I can't feel immersed, then what do I care?
Yeah, I feel like maybe I should give Dragon Age another chance, but maybe it's because I chose poorly on the last Dragon Age thing. And
I feel like you chose poorly. Archer, maybe the game is not designed, but like if you're shooting bows and arrows in that game, it's so there's no satisfaction faction about it. You're a long range character. You don't get to hit people. You know, it's just so unsatisfying.
But I just couldn't help it. There was just something about a dwarf with a bow that I thought was funny. And I think that's probably part of my problem is I live my life going on what's funny to me. And that's kind of how I live my life is what is going to give me a chuckle. And that's how I play a lot of these games is what is going to make me laugh or what's just, what's some shenaniganry that I can get myself into playing these games. Much like life, I play the game the same way. Just stupid, pointless adventures.
I just want to feel like I'm escaping from something. And then if I make things worse in the video game, then it's like, so I wouldn't say I play safe, but I am not trying to be the person who's shitty in video games. Like, I'll get a little attitude, but for the most part, like my characters are all sarcastic and, the funnier middle.
Yeah. Well, like in there's one of the DC RPG game that I've been playing on the Twitch. My character is the bottom class boozer and he wears lime green and pink and he flies around and he's kind of like a Joker-esque character. And I just run around just doing dumb shit. The only thing I hate is it doesn't let you do as much stuff as I'd like to do. I'd like to be able to punch more people in the face and stuff like that. And it doesn't let you do it. So you have to kind of stick to the story that are presented to you. But it's a decent game, but my character is kind of a goofball and he struts about wearing green and pink. Because, got to keep the branding going. If you got a gimmick, you got to stick with it. You got to live your gimmick. And I think that's my life is I'm just one giant gimmick.
Hack. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, whatever.
No. Disregard what I said.
But I think I think I got to piss here soon, so we should probably wrap this up in a little bit. Finish your thought, and then we'll do our little goodbyes.
How far are you into your?
This one's about half. This one's a little bit more. But I might as well drink them while I play fucking We Happy Few. So I'm going to be back doing that here in a minute. So,
I might be in your comments. Where are you at?
On We Happy Few? I got across the bridge and I'm in one of the other shitty parts. I just met up with the doctor that you're supposed to find. And I'm in the middle of one of her quests to go find something. I don't exactly remember. I got to go find whatever it is that I'm supposed to find for her. But that's kind of where I'm at. So whenever we sign off with this, I'm going to go race like a piss horse, go grab a snack, and then I'll probably jump on We Happy Few. So that is the goal right now.
Well, I definitely do enjoy watching you on We Happy Few. I think you definitely play it with more gusto and more thorough eye than I did. So I'm enjoying watching that just because that's a totally different mindset than I ever had as far as that game goes. It's a fun game. I can't help it. I love it. I get strung out on it, and it's a hell of a fun game. But this is the best of the bottom, or bottom class people drinking bottom shelf booze. And I'm the more I talk about it, the more excited I am about playing the game. So if you're watching us here on YouTube later on, like, share, subscribe, and you can find all of our links to all our content. You can find some merchandise. If you would like to give us a donation, help things go and grow, you can do all that at ParacoProductions.com. And then we also have audio versions available of the podcast at
Best of the Bottom at podbean.com. Give us, if you want to just, listen to us be stupid as you're commuting to work. I'm sorry to hear that. But, you can do that if you want. I appreciate it. And we thank you for coming and joining us as we be stupid. We reviewed our Twisted Tea. I think it's pretty delicious. I'm not a huge fan of a lot of the pre-made teas, but I think it's pretty good. New Mexico is going to get booze delivery, so good news all around. Why is my thing? I got interrupted because I don't know why this is ringing. It should be on silent. Anyways, this has been Best of Bottom. We're bottom class people drinking bottom shelf booze, and we thank you for joining us. And just please bring it in. If you're not following, give us a follow. If you want to subscribe, we appreciate that too. You can subscribe here on Twitch, help us grow and get things bigger, better, and going on. And we are going to find a raid. I think I'm going to... Let's see who to raid. I'm going to pull this up.
Thank you for watching. Maverick comment.
Yes. Thank you very much, Maverick. You're very lovely. And let's raid. We're going to do something different. I'm going to raid Steven Larson because we're there. Because they talk about wrestling, and I like wrestling. And I don't even know how far they're in on their show. So hopefully they're not ending right now. Because if they are, well, that was dumb. But thank you for joining us. And we will be rating them here in 5, 4, 3.
Love you guys.
2,
Thank you so much. Hearts.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Splooges.
Splooges. And it went. Tasted pretty good.